garbage. I might as well bought a roll of string and grabbed a twig. That would have worked better. That is an actual review from this product. And today I'm testing this review and a whole bunch of other 1-star reviews from crazy fishing products that I found online. And all with one question in mind. Are the negative reviews true? Like, surely these products can't be that bad, right? This is the first product we are taking a look at. It is a kit from Amazon and overall it has a 3.7 star rating. But I've found some reviews which are much worse than that. Patrick says, and this is probably one of the greatest reviews of all time, this fishing rod is the worst. Don't ever buy it. It's very dangerous, will break and hit you in the face. If you see this rod, click X on the tab. 1 star. What? Patrick just went in. He said that the rod is going to snap and hit me in the face. So this rod is a potential hazard, according to Patrick. We're going to find that out. The next review is from Jeremy, and Jeremy says, worst fishing pole I've ever used. You can't even cast it without the line getting screwed up. I suggest no one buys this pole unless they want to waste $50 for a piece of junk. 1 star. Well, Jeremy, I went out and I bought the kit anyway. And yes, it was $50. $50 for this Amazon kit. Let's see if the reviews are true. The first look at the kit. So not only does this have a reel and a rod, but it also has a bunch of other stuff. We have line, lures, something else, but I'm gonna mainly focus on the rod and reel because that's what a lot of the negative comments are about. Whoa, that's very interesting. Oh, it's pretty heavy. It's not the worst, I guess. Let's pair it up with the old reel. That's in there. One thing we're gonna do is flip it from left to right hand because I'm Australian. Ain't in America, buddy. Let's have a look at the reel. I don't mind that. I am surprised. Not sure if it's pleasantly yet, but the combo seems functional. The rod's got a bit of a weird action, but I'm optimistic. We're gonna try out this pier. Looks like a really cool spot. I've just walked down to the end of the pier and put a couple of pieces of squid on each one of the hooks. And now we're ready to cast out the rod. Let's get it out. Casts all right. I'm gonna keep in mind as well that this is a $50 combo. Pretty cheap, so you don't expect the best of the best. You just expect something which is functional and will catch you a fish. Can this do that? That is now the big question. Can we catch a fish using the combo? We may have hooked up to a fish. Our first fish. It's not the best fish in the world, but it is a fish on the combo. This is a little toadfish, a bit of a pest species around here, so we'll try and catch something else, but hey, the combo held up well. It's done its job. The handle just fell off. I've been fishing with this combo for a couple of hours now, and it's time for my review. If you're looking to spend $50 for a rod, reel, line, and lures, this is probably the quality you can expect. The lures look like they wouldn't have a lot of action. The rod is fine, but I can't see it lasting very long. And the reel started falling apart after 2 hours of use. However, I did catch one tiny fish on the combo, but was that worth the $50? Probably not. 4 stars. Unfortunately, the handle fell off the reel. If the handle didn't fall off, this would be around 4.5, 5 stars easily because you get what you pay for. This is an ultra cheap combo and it has ultra average performance. Anyway, this is the first of very many products we're checking out and we've got some crazy ones coming up. So let's move on to the next one. It's also raining. It's raining a lot. This is the next 1-star product which we are going to be using. It is a lure kit. It is one of the cheapest ones I could find and it has some real doozy reviews on it as well. Overall, the reviews aren't too bad, but the negative ones make me a little bit of a skeptic. For instance, Sergio says, most components in the kit are just for decoration and serve no practical purpose. 2 stars. Let's test it out. Let's take a little look and see if they're practical or just a joke. Now, I did some quick maths when purchasing this product. So every single item costs around 10 cents each. This little lure here, 10 cents. This one here, 10 cents. Everything else 10 cents. So it's incredibly cheap. It is ridiculous. Now the job becomes to select out a lure, which I think I can catch a fish with. First one we have is that. I don't even know what that is. And then pretty much the rest is just plastics, and jig heads and hooks. So that's what we got. If I had to select out one plastic in here, which I think may catch a fish, it's probably gonna be this. While we're taking a look through these lures, I think it's a good time to take a look at the next review. Jason says, I was very disappointed with the high quality of this product. They lied right from the get-go. Most of the lures came broken, and I cut my hand open on a really sharp-edged lure. 1 star. I don't know about you, Jason, but I think there's hooks on most of the lures, so you might have cut your hand on a hook, buddy. Before we try and catch a fish, we have a final 1-star review, which is slightly concerning. Gray says, they're shoddy as. Feel like they would break hitting the water on the first cast. 1 star. Now that doesn't fill me with confidence. Apparently, according to Gray, this lure will break on the first cast. Not the second, not the third, the first cast. The lure hits the water, broken. We're gonna find that out. And we're gonna try and catch a fish. I'll just cast into the bush. Hop, hop, hop. Let's answer the burning question. Is the lure still intact? That was cast number 1. We've already myth busted 1 review. The lure is still intact. That's a good sign. Fish. Yep, we've got a fish. Right along the edge there. That is a grouse fish. Whoa, we've hooked up to a really good fish on the lure. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, that might be a perch. It's a perch. You're kidding. How is that? That is an awesome estuary perch on that little grub. Bang, that just shattered all the 1-star reviews about this product. That's so cool. Let's get him going. That's an awesome fish. See you, perchy. We'll just get her going. Oh, goodbye. Honestly, this was probably the best 1-star reviewed product which we've used yet, and it's time for my review. Overall, I had a very pleasant experience. The lures aren't just for decoration, and you won't cut yourself if you don't touch the hooks. Plus, they didn't break on the first cast. And I caught a nice fish within 15 minutes of using them. Overall, for 10 cents per lure, not a bad deal. 5 out of 5 stars. For the price, not bad. On to the next. The next product we have is probably the most gimmicky thing yet. I've never used anything like it. This is a pen fishing rod. They call it a fish pen, but pretty much in this package here we have a reel and a rod, which is inside of this pen. Without doubt, this is the strangest, most unique combo that I've ever used or tried to catch a fish with. It's something. And some of the reviews are not a fan of the old fish pen. Let's take a look at some. Anonymous says, so flimsy, so useless, so pointless. 3 of my friends and myself tried to assemble it, and when we all failed, my money is not on friends' inability to. 1 star. For one, that makes almost no sense, but I think they tried to assemble it, and all 4 of them couldn't. Bella says, and this one's probably one of my favorites, these were not even good as a toy. Garbage. I have never bought anything that useless. I might as well bought a roll of string and grabbed a twig. That would have worked better. 1 star. Well, Bella, that's a funny review, but it's also pretty concerning. Apparently, this doesn't even work well as a toy. Bella would rather go into the bushes, literally grab out a twig, get some string, and use the twig and string. Let's take a look at one more. These are pretty good. Candace says, horrible quality. Would not purchase again. Son very disappointed with this because it does not work. In brackets, was a Christmas gift. 1 star. That is shattering. Not only does this product apparently not work as a toy, but it's ruined a kid's Christmas. We can't have that. We can't have that. It's time to use this product. Let's test it out for ourselves, do a bit of an unboxing, and see if it's ruined my Christmas. It's not even Christmas yet. Just made our way down to the pier where for 1 we saw a monster stingray, and for 2 the current is flying. But now it's time to do a little bit of an unboxing and check out the rod pen. Let's see if these reviews have any truth to them whatsoever. or if it's actually a good product. Unboxing. So a bit of a close-up look at the product here. We have the pen and the miniature reel. This thing's tiny. Pop the top, and here we have the pen. Man, that is the smallest reel I've ever used. Guessing you screw the lid off. What? What is that? Bugger it. So this, what? That's the rod. Wait, how does the reel go on? I know. No? This is the hardest thing I've ever assembled in my life. Something just fell in the water. There's no way that's right, is it? That doesn't look right. This is what we're gonna have to work with. Not looking good so far, but we'll try and catch a fish on it. I've just rigged this pen rod up pretty much the most basic way I know how to. I got out some small hooks, put them on my paternoster rig, and then cut up some little strips of squid, which I then put on the small hooks. So now we're ready to try and catch a fish on this thing. How do I get it down? Am I just gonna have to do this? Is this what we're doing? Oh, we're on the bottom. Okay, we're down there. I can see my baits on the bottom. Just jiggling. The rod's got a bit of a nice action, to be honest. There's got to be a better way than this. I feel so dumb doing that. Oh, we got a fish. We got a fish. You are kidding. We have a fish on the pen rod. Yes. The rod's collapsing. The rod is literally collapsing. We just got a, what is going on there? What's that? But we've got a fish. That's a little wrasse. That is very cool. These things are very common underneath the piers on the old pen rod. See ya, buddy. Oh, ow. The tip's just snapped. Well, there goes the tip. Now it is time for my review. They definitely didn't lie. If you're looking for a pen which you can turn into a fishing rod, then this is for you. But be aware that on construction, some components may completely fall apart, and you'll end up with a rod which is usable, but definitely not practical. 4 stars. This is a bit of a hard one to recommend. It did fall apart while I was using it. I do have fiberglass in my thumb, but we did catch a fish. So for $9, $10, it's not the worst in the world. On to the next. The next product we have is these. These are some realistic squid lures. And honestly, I think they look really, really good. They look realistic. They have some tentacles dangling around, but some people were not happy with their performance. Mike says, I wish I could say these work well, but they don't. After using them for less than 4 minutes, their bodies began taking in water and thus started swimming improperly. I did try a second set, but the same result. 1 out of 5 stars. People are saying that these lures look good. They look the goods, swim amazing to start off with, but quickly deteriorate. And there's actually a bunch of other reviews which say the same thing. That's the main problem with these things, and that's what we're gonna try and find out. And maybe catch a fish if we're lucky. There's one problem though. This lure is built for trolling, and a lot of the reviewers were trolling this lure around when it filled up with water. So we need to find something to troll around in. That's right. Who would have guessed it? We're going out in the kayak. Oh, can we stop for a second just to appreciate or hate all this seaweed? What's going on? So much seaweed. Mountains of it. These things actually look really cool. Let's get the first one out and let's get the second one out. Will they take on water? Or even better, will they catch a fish? I'm gonna troll around this area for the next hour. Let's see what happens. That one was all good. And that one looks pretty good as well. No water in either lure. It is time for my review. I can't complain with these lures. They look like a squid, they have a really nice action, and they didn't fill up with water. I didn't catch any fish with them, but I'm sure with enough time, you definitely could. 5 out of 5 stars. Not a bad product. onto the last one, the final product. Inside of these packages here, I have LED fishing lures. These lures have lights in them which you can turn on and apparently light up the night sky. Now there's a bit of an interesting story with these lures. So I purchased them online, and as soon as I bought them, they disappeared from the internet. So one of two things has happened. Either I've bought the last ones in existence, or I've been finessed. Now there was only one review when I purchased this product, so we'll quickly take a look at that. Richard says, the fish-shaped light doesn't turn on. It's defective and appears to be broken. 1 star. That doesn't add to the confidence which I'm already lacking in this product, but right now it's daytime. We really need it to be... Are you kidding me? The package should have come with an epilepsy warning. Well, the lure definitely flashes, but I don't think we're catching a fish on this. And just like that, we've tested all the 1-star products. If you want to see a part 2 to this video, let me know. But YouTube thinks you like this video here, so check this one out. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.